completely in a couple days.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Dean. And the baby?
Well, we had a brief moment of concern, but thanks to Dr. Asher, your pregnancy is viable and thriving.
Thank you both.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here. And welcome to Soul Caps, y'all. So let's talk about this scene right here, man. One of the reasons why I want to talk about this scene is because it's actually a good moment, I think, for viewers, because you have the OG couple. You have the OG couple in the room. You have Will in the same room with Hannah, who he slept with before. Then you had the new couple, Hannah and Dean here. So I like seeing that correlation of these four in the same room, having a happy moment after, Natale had the surgery that was successful. There was a lot of risk in that surgery. I talked about some of that in the last video if y'all want to go back and watch that one. Basically, like I said, because she was pregnant, it was a risky surgery to, give Owen a transplant kidney that he needed. And luckily, Natale was a match, because sometimes the parents aren't always a match for their children when it comes to donated organs. So that was something that, definitely was a risk there. And then she was getting the snippy snappy on Will, even called out Hannah, basically calling her out as far as like giving her advice on, this being a risky surgery because of a pregnancy situation, like I was saying before. And then she kind of blamed things on Will because she felt like Owen was put in this position because he just didn't take him to the game and see the Bears play at Soldier Field or whatever. And then, also she felt like he was choosing the baby that's inside of her, which would be his kid, instead of Owen, because he hasn't been getting along with Owen. So she was going through this whole thing in her head, like, Will doesn't like Owen or whatever, because Owen still hasn't really warmed up to Will. So it was just crazy, but it was good to see this scene with all four of them in the room. I thought it was special, and it's something that I definitely just wanted to share with y'all, man, because I like seeing that. I like seeing that correlation. It's like almost like a pass of the torch type of scene. You had one of the probably the first favorite romantic couples on the show during those earlier years of Med, and then you had this couple here, who's about to have their own kid, in the same room together, man. I love seeing that, man. That was awesome. Like, I'm glad Chicago Med was able to do that. Put that scene together. I think it was awesome, man. Next video, we're going to talk about Owen, wrap things up for the week here on Med. Very interesting scene that Will had with Owen at the end that kind of put the good vibes together, man. But this episode was awesome. The first 3 episodes of this season, it really shows the improvements that the show has made going back to last season in the overall writing, just the way the showrunner has handled the show since last season. It's been kicking ass. And for the first time in a while, too, I want to say, I feel like Med was the best show of the week, because usually, like, for me personally, I think PD's usually the best. PD had a good episode, but it was kind of off this week for me a little bit. Where I don't think it was the best between the 3 shows. I actually think Med had the best episode this week. I really do. This was a great episode that they had tonight, so this was great. But we're going to talk about Owen in the next video. Go ahead and give me your thoughts here. Give this video a like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Soul Caps, y'all.